In today's video, guys, I'm going to be ranking my PlayStation trophies from easiest to hardest, but this is going to be a two-part video because there's 30 total platinum trophies, and I think you're wondering, that's not a lot of trophies. Keep in mind, there is a lot of quality over quantity. Let's get started. What is going on, guys? Jim here with a video today. This is part one for the easiest to hardest trophies that I have on PlayStation. This is going to be a fun video. It's probably going to be over 20 minutes on each part, so keep in mind. Before I get started today's video, guys, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below by the end of part one which game on this list was hardest for you to complete, or which game on this list do you find the best. Coming up at number 30, we have Batman Telltale and Batman Telltale The Enemy Within Tied. Okay, so if I had to name the easiest platinum trophy I have obtained, it would 110% be Batman Telltale both seasons. But I love these games because I love Batman, the animated series, and it felt really like it paid homage to that amazing 90s animated series of Batman. Rest in peace to Kevin Conroy, you are always going to be a legend. Very last spot in terms of difficulty, it's simply because you can beat the game, it's a platinum. I mean, you click and point most of the game, but it's the story that grips you to the chair. Or is it Scarecrow gripping me to the chair? Well, that isn't weird at all. Played the Walking Dead Telltale games. You played Wolf Among Us. You will know what I mean. This is one of the, if not the most easy you're going to get whenever the Platinum Trophy. Much more difficult trophies and Platinums on this list, trust me, when it comes to the title Batman. Difficulty 1 out of 10. Was it fun? 8.5 out of 10 because I love the animated series feel to it, and I love the story, and it was very, very gripping. Hard trophies, there's not one hard trophy. It's literally you beat the game, it's done, and it's just a click and point. Skill level, none. You just point and click and you'll be good. Number 29, Marvel Spider-Man. This may be one of the easiest platinums if we were looking at a game with more than click and point gameplay. This is one of the easiest action adventure games I've ever played when it comes to a platinum, but that doesn't dismiss how much fun I enjoyed with this game because I love the story, the mission variety, the boss battles were high octane fun. Some of the puzzles could get tricky at times, but based on a platinum perspective, this is one of the easiest ones that you're gonna be able to get by Sony. In terms of platinum, let's take a look at some of the ending overall key things. Difficulty, it's a 2.3 out of 10. Was it fun? I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because I loved it. It reminded me of the Arkham games with the Spider-Man universe. It really felt like it hit home with the Arkham games, but it had lacking challenge modes like obviously the Arkham games. Hard trophies, there was no hard trophies, just a little grind going around the city stopping crimes. And skill level, someone who is struggling with Arkham can pick up and play and get a challenge from this, but never too hard. Number 28, Burnout Paradise Remastered. Oh, this game takes me back to 2009, or was it 2008? I think it was. I was in the 12th grade, a senior in high school, and I legit would skip class to play this game. Yeah, Midnight Club days back in the day of 2005 and 2004 were not the only days where I literally would go be late for class because of video games. It really carried over. It's not a good example at all. But seriously, this game, I remember picking it up and getting Quiznos, picking up this game, going home, shoving a 12-foot hoagie down my throat while flying down the roads in Paradise City. Yep, that doesn't sound safe at all. Let's be honest, I would have choked on that hoagie, it wouldn't have been Paradise. Okay, all jokes out the way. Let's talk about the game's platinum. Well, nearly a decade later, this remaster came out, and I legit platinumed it in almost 2 sittings. I think it took me under 24 hours to platinum. This is way before the game was ever online. Like, it literally is now. You can't find anybody online. Manage to play this remaster early, you will know what I mean. It's a very easy platinum, but so much fun. Those throwback 2008 and 2009 days, fun, but very simple. Sorry for that starting rant about Quiznos and Burnout Paradise, but from that speech, I hope you know how silly I sounded and looked in the middle of the summer with my window open, shoving a Quiznos chicken carbonara down my throat like I haven't eaten since the 90s. All you see is these girls in my grade going lucky, eating Quiznos and watching NASCAR. I'm like, this isn't Delegated Night starring JD the Hoagie Man. Okay, let's move on, alright? Overall, this game, let's take a look at it. It's turning into a stand-up comedy show at this point. Difficulty, I will give it a 3.2 out of 10. Was it fun? Yes, it was a major fun, especially with the throwback of the back in the 2009, 2008 era. So 8.5, I'll give it for a fun factor for the platinum because it was very fun, but it was very simple at the same time. Hard trophies, there was not one hard trophy unless you count the Wildcats baseball stadium thing that you kept hearing over and over again. And the skill level, if you're familiar with the older Burnout games like Takedown Revenge, this should be easy as it gets. Just watch out for that Wildcat baseball field co-op. Number 27, Far Cry 5. This is the only Far Cry game in the whole series I've platinum. Like, what? I love 3 so much, but have yet to play it on PS4 for the sort of remaster they did. Anywho, Far Cry 5 was again a very short-lived platinum. I did this at ease, but I did struggle to find a buddy to play because your boy Jimmy D is a loser. No, I'm just joking. Okay, for real though, not one person was playing this game online. I had to legit find someone because it was the only trophy holding me back. I'm like, yeah, who do I know on PSN or in real life that plays Far Cry, and not just any Far Cry, a Far Cry game that is set in the middle of nowhere in Montana? I'm like, yeah, no one is buying this game but me. Ha, for real though, I really love this game. It was very simple but very fun platinum. The only part that makes this hard is the co-op trophy. Everything else is simple. Well, the fishing part was very confusing. I had my girlfriend Nicole sitting next to me on her 3DS fishing like a pro and playing Animal Crossing. I looked like a modern day version of Happy Gilmore visiting Montana and taking a fishing rod and pretending it was a golf club into the grass. No, for real though, the fishing part wasn't my only issue. It was finding each of the damn fish. Like, I was carrying around an almanac for fish for the wild outdoors of Hope, Montana. I was terrible at the fishing and finding a friend to play with. Well, if they saw the way I was fishing, I would avoid me too. Overall, the game was fun, but had some really weird trophies that I could not do for some reason until I really sat there and tried. Difficulty 3.7 just because of the fishing part, and the friend part was definitely RNG. Was it fun? 8.0. Yeah, it was a great Far Cry game. It had its repetition at times, but I really thoroughly enjoyed that game. Hard trophies, the co-op ones, and the fishing shit, it was just ridiculous. Skill level, if you have friends on this game, you're golden. Number 26, Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, this is time to step up the difficulty a bit on this list. Now, this game is by no means a difficult game. In fact, to get this platinum, there is no proud or critical mode that's required. I am so used to the other Kingdom Hearts games that are timeless classics like Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, even Birth by Sleep. Wow, I sounded like Walt Disney just now, but for real though, that doesn't necessarily mean that the platinum is that easy because this game is Gummy Ship Island. You legit are on this thing 50% of the game. It seems like you're fighting boss fights like this is Geometry Wars Disney Edition. Then the minigames do have a challenge to them as well, especially the fruit ones and the Big Hero 6 one. Is it sad that I think Big Hero 6 was one of the better worlds and I don't even like the damn movie? I was so pumped up for Hercules in Kingdom Hearts 3, and yeah, it was a training mode level that was very short-lived. But yeah, the mini games and the Gummy Ship are the issues that make the platinum a little more towards manageable level. But nonetheless, I did enjoy this game, but I have yet to go for the 100% with pro codes and the crazy final boss Yazora. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see a video of that whole video style on that 100%, and just any Kingdom Hearts game in general. I would love to do that in the future. Oh, and I almost forgot, I think we found some ingredients that literally got on my nerves. Like oh boy, I think we saw some ingredients. Difficulty 4.3. It's definitely a step up into the 4 range. Definitely, was it fun? It was definitely a great game. It just was so simple at times and doesn't live up to the other games, but I did enjoy it thoroughly. So was there any hard trophies in Kingdom Hearts 3? There were stupid Gummy Ship ones and some mini games, but that's about it. You'll see on the screen here. Skill level, this game will pose a challenge to anyone new to the series, but I have a very, very deep history playing Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Birth by Sleep and other games throughout the years, and even doing the crazy critical level 1, which is crazy. If you're familiar with these games and want more of a challenge than those classic games, this isn't going to be that game, but it's still fun, and it's a really good game. Number 25, Batman Arkham Knight base game. Keyword base game. This is the easiest Arkham game for the actual platinum. If you're good at the Arkham games, this shouldn't be a challenge with the platinum too much. It's more of a grind in this game, like the absurd Riddler trophies, Arkham Knight and his 1,000 tanks and the side stuff with tanks, and yeah, oh yeah, and that stag guy and his ship that will make you want to pull your hair out, but it's the tank stuff. You will go, what is this a game apparently pulling Batman Twisted Metal Knight? And the challenge map stuff isn't hard here because you don't need to get all the 3 stars on all levels. In fact, you can get 2 stars on a bunch of levels and pass with this roadblock that people really consistently avoid when it comes to challenge maps. I usually make it a make or break for a player when it comes to Arkham, because we all know that Arkham games really are not the problem until you get to the challenge maps. The challenge maps can make or break a player because they are that difficult. This isn't a game because you can get away with 2 stars on all the levels. Now you see right here there is a trophy that is difficult where you have to glide across the map technically under the bridge and not touch the ground, but it's definitely not as annoying as the thing in City with the AR challenge. That thing going into the carnival was the worst thing ever. Arkham Knight is a base game with no DLC. This game is 100% going towards the 5 out of 10 mark. I wouldn't go any higher. If I were to rate this game as 100% Arkham Knight, then this would be harder than my number 1 on this list. Trust me. You're talking about the community challenge pack, which I will be doing videos on in the future. So yes, you will be seeing videos in the future how to get those. That is the worst trophies I've ever went for. Well, a few of them in there, like the Requiem for a Killer and the Curtain Falls or something like that. But as a platinum, this is a very doable one. Difficulty, 5 out of 10, just because we're talking about the base game. Now, if we're talking about the actual 100%, I will show you this is a 10 out of 10 no matter what. Was it fun? It's fun. Even with the tanks and even with Stag's Airship, it's a very fun game. It's got a great story. I enjoyed some of the side stuff. Riddler, after you actually find the bazillion trophies, is fun. Hard trophies, Riddler trophies, grind, and maybe the bridge one. And this one wasn't hard for me, the free flow combo, because I'm really good at the Arkham games, so that didn't really bother me. But that's about it. And skill level, this is a great starting point for a challenge maps. It's way harder for another game on this list when it comes to challenge maps because it requires you to do them, get 3 stars, and so much other BS. But yeah, if you're an avid Arkham pro, then this game isn't going to be difficult, minus the grindy parts. But if you're new and struggle with these type of games, it could be a good starting point when it comes to challenge maps and getting 2 stars instead of the 3 stars. Number 24, Hot Wheels Unleashed. I really love this game as an arcade racing game in 2022. It's really good to see these type of games being made still to this day. This is easily the best Hot Wheels game, period. I was so shocked to find out this game was this good. I played the crap out of this game and I enjoyed it. So there is DLC that has Looney Tunes, Monster Trucks, and Batman, and that's very good, but if you hate microtransactions, this will piss you off. I understand when it comes to a season pass like those I just named, but there's something really silly about this game. You had to pay for a pass to play 30 days of a SpongeBob event or something like a Batman or DC event. Going on it was like a ticket to enter like a carnival that just stopped in your local town is based on the Hot Wheels franchise. I will admit though, I did pay for a few of those passes so I can enjoy the actual themed levels and themed customization. I've yet to play any of the DLC, but I will say I pulled the carnival ticket pass ones and it was fun, but you had to grind. But let's not get off track. This game is moderate difficulty for the platinum just because of how many races are in the game and how many time trials can be difficult at times. In this game, the AI is so bad at rubber banding that you will really get annoyed at times, but it's a fun and very good game overall. Difficulty, I will give it overall a 5.2 out of 10 for the platinum. Was it fun? Definitely an 8.5 out of 10. I had a really good time with this game. Skill level, if you can manage to beat the rubber banding AI, you will find it fun, but a mess of grinding the same racing over and over again. Yeah, that can definitely get daunting at times. Oh, the time trials are challenging. Forgot to add that. Those are probably what holds the platinum back for some people. Number 23, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. This is the only rhythm game I can sit down and play and not get bored of because you already guessed it. I'm obsessed with the Kingdom Hearts franchise. This game is a love letter to any Kingdom Hearts fan, especially who loves the music, which I do. Now, I'm not talking about that letter that Kyrie sends in a bottle through the ocean. I must add before I go into the difficulty of this platinum, I struggle bad with rhythm games in general. By the way, there is another rhythm game I'm going to mention later in the video that's way more difficult than this and a way worse rhythm level than this whole game combined. This was a very fun platinum, but leaning towards to the challenge level for me. The later levels and the levels on Proud really challenged me, and I somehow platinumed this game being very weak at rhythm games in general. This is a major achievement for me to platinum this game because I will always platinum all the Kingdom Hearts games, no matter if it's a card game, a music game. I don't care if it's an RTS strategy game. Well, that's slow down there. I'm not into those kind of games. But overall, only struggled on the later levels on the high difficulties. Overall difficulty, I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. Was it fun? 10 out of 10 because I love Kingdom Hearts. In general, I love the music. Hard trophies, the Proud Mode ones and the boss battle ones you see right here, some of these are pretty difficult because I'm not good at rhythm games, but you might be better at this, so this might be definitely different for you. Skill level, this is great for any Kingdom Hearts fan. I think I knew the song so much that it helped me pass a lot of the levels to get to platinum because I suck at rhythm games. If you struggle with rhythm games, you might be like me with this, but if you are good at rhythm games, you should definitely see this being a lot easier than a 5.5 out of 10. Number 22, Dangerous Driving. Okay, the only reason why this game is ahead of the other games is because this is the worst rubber banding ever. The worst rubber banding ever! Yes, the comic book guy spoke real quick, and the game was so broken. Like, they had courses that are over 30 minutes long, like this was pulling a Gran Turismo or a Forza. Why would this game do that to make things worse? I was like 20 minutes ahead, and no joke, the car caught up to me on another lap. It's broken. I never want to play this game again. This dollar store burnout paradise. He was in a 747 jet, and I was in a tank. If you have played this game, I feel for you. This game was only hard because of the grind and the broken factor and the AI being super rough to deal with. This is coming from a Midnight Club Pro and other racing games. Trust me, this game is not polished, and it's why it's so bad. The difficulty is a 5.8 out of 10. I really want to say this could be a little more easier, but as you saw, the game was broken and a lot of AI rubber banding, which is worse than any Need for Speed combined. Was it fun? No. This game was not fun at all. 20% of the time, I enjoyed it, and the other 80%, I just want to throw the thing out the window, but not the system, just the disc. But the game was literally the most broken thing I've ever played. It might be fixed now, who knows? Level, if you can somehow unlock a 747 jet in this game, then you will be fine. All joking aside, this is one of the worst racing games I've ever played. And it's very disappointing because I thought it would be the next Burnout, which I should have not thought that. Number 21, Uncharted 3. In my opinion, this is the easiest of the Uncharted games. I've platinumed. But is it easy? No, not at all. I really enjoy the third game more so than the other two, but I would give the second game a close second to the third game. Crushing modes posed a major challenge to me, but other than that, it was honestly very fun overall as a platinum. I enjoyed it, even the collectibles, which is rare for me. Uncharted 3, 100% though isn't a walk in the park, but we're not going to talk about the 100% in this video because it's just all about the platinums. But I got close, haven't gone back to it because those flame enemies with the flaming heads, yeah, I felt like I was playing something straight out of like Twisted Metal. Like, really, Twisted Metal is a lot of these games, isn't it? You got that one with the Arkham Knight with the tanks. You got this with the flaming head guys. It doesn't make any sense. Overall, Uncharted 3 is a very fun game. Difficulty, I would give it a 5.8 out of 10. Was it fun? Yes, 10 out of 10 is my favorite Uncharted in the whole series. Hard trophies, some of the miscellaneous ones, and crushing. Skill level, if you're familiar with the newer Tomb Raider games or any of the Uncharted games, this will pose a challenge, but shouldn't be too hard. If you are new, though, this is going to be a very challenging series. Number 20, Uncharted 2. Now, this Uncharted is slightly harder than the third one due to the fact that the whole campaign on crushing is more difficult to me. Trophies sort of have the same objectives to them, but as an overall game for the platinum, I felt the second game was slightly more difficult than the third. I mean, the tank part in the second game is a freaking nightmare. The ending, yeah, let's not talk about the God of War clones at the ending. A few miscellaneous trophies like the Steel Fist once again are really annoying, and I had trouble with those. Overall, I give Uncharted 2 a 5.9 out of 10 for difficulty. Was it fun? 10 out of 10, of course. Hard trophies, some of the miscellaneous ones, and crushing. Skill level, again, if you're familiar with these games like the Uncharted games or the Tomb Raider games, you should have a decent time getting through it. But if you are newer, it's going to pose a big challenge. Number 19, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. You're probably thought the train I was going with this was the next one on the list was going to be Uncharted 1, and nope, it's not. Not quite yet, because that game is harder than the other two. Need for Speed is next, and this is easily the hardest Need for Speed game I've platinumed or even played. This game is what you call rubber banding at its finest, but it's not a broken game like the other one, which was Dangerous Driving. That game was just completely broken. This game, however, is more skill-based, and it is a step up in the platinum difficulty department, in my opinion. What makes this game a harder platinum isn't just the AI. It's much more, including the actual time trials, how close to perfect you need to get with a certain vehicle on a time trial. Gold medals are definitely what are stopping people from platinum this game. I've heard a lot of my friends stopping this platinum because of the gold medals. It's a very challenging game for a Need for Speed game. Need for Speed games have gotten a lot easier these days. Overall, it's a difficulty is definitely a 6 for me, around 6.1. Was it fun? Definitely 8 out of 10. Had some issues with some of the AI and some of the time trials because you had to be perfect. Hard trophies come from the online stuff, the rank 20 racer, the rank 20 cop, and then just the time trial stuff was very difficult. Skill level, you're gonna need to be fairly good at arcade racers like Need for Speed, especially if not, this will be much more challenging than a 6.1. Could be upwards of an 8 if you struggle with arcade racers. Number 18, we're back to Uncharted land, and this is Uncharted 1. Back to the Uncharted games we go, and Uncharted 1 is the very beginning of where the series took off from and here, and why this game is significantly harder than Uncharted 3 and 2, probably wondering, it has to do with the game's physics. I think this game is broken compared to the other ones. Obviously, this one's much more basic, but that's not it. That was trophies that glitched for me for killing certain amount of enemies or zombies, whatever the hell the end of the game had. Overall, beating this game on crushing is much more difficult, in my opinion, than the second and third game. Difficulty, 6.2 out of 10, just a step up from Need for Speed. Was it fun? Yes, it's a 7 out of 10. Definitely the weakest Uncharted in the series, in my personal opinion. Hard trophies, timed limit trophies, crushing, and probably the Steel Fist once again. Number 17, Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration or anniversary, whatever you want to call it. This game is, again, like Uncharted, but it's not the Uncharted series. The only Tomb Raider game of the new games that I've platinumed, and this one honestly is very challenging, and it comes down to one particular trophy, but it's so freaking difficult, and that is the score attack mode. We haven't even reached the top 10 yet, and I must say this is one of the single most annoying trophies that we have talked about so far. The one level that really can make or break a player, in my opinion, is a score attack level Soviet installation, where you have to get a bunch of the markers on the map and take out the enemies in a certain amount of time and a certain amount of score. It is so difficult. Besides that, the rest of the trophies are a grind and more than a challenge itself. Shoot the deer in the heart was pretty annoying, because I mean, like, what were we playing? Cabela's Deer Hunting Tomb Raider edition? It made no sense. Overall, though, I really enjoyed the Rise of the Tomb Raider. Very fun and challenging. Just know that the Golden Child Trophy will make or break a player. The Golden Child Trophy is obviously going to be the gold on all time attack modes on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Difficulty for me, I would say 6.3 out of 10 because of the Soviet installation level and a few other levels that are with the score attack. Was it fun? I loved Rise of the Tomb Raider, 9 out of 10. The hardest trophy, honestly, is going to go to the Golden Child, obviously, which is the score attack mode, getting all gold medals, which is a freaking nightmare. Skill level, most of the game should be doable, but the single trophy, Golden Child, which you need to get to the platinum, which like I said, to get gold on the levels can make or break if you can't get past the Soviet installation level or some other of the mid levels towards the end. Number 16, Batman Return to Arkham Asylum. Okay, it's been a while since we've seen an Arkham game on this list, which was Arkham Knight's base game at number 25. It's been a while. We are almost in the top 15, and now this game is easily the most animated series of them all. Honestly, this is a very, very close resemblance of Batman the Animated Series, just with a twist to it. Such a fun platinum to go for, and very challenging for one part only. And this part, I did this years ago, so this wasn't when I was crazy good at the challenge maps. You need 20 medals in the challenge maps. Is very, very tough, and this one is coming from an Arkham sort of pro at this time. Now, at the time, I was pretty decent at Arkham, but I wouldn't say I was really good or towards a pro at the Arkham games. This game is very challenging because unlike base game Arkham Knight, where you need only 2 stars on the levels to pass, this one you need all 3 on all levels. Let me tell you, this is the most basic combat that makes this harder than it should be. The combat felt way outdated, which it should, since it's from 2008 or 2007. But overall, the only roadblock for me, or probably anybody, is going to be the challenge maps with this basic combat. There's this one level where you have to like dodge through electricity and keep a combo meter going, and then it was so much at once for the basic combat. But it was definitely an overall great game. It's just the platinum was pretty tricky back in 2017. Difficulty, 6.3 out of 10. Was it fun? Of course, I love the Arkham game. The hardest trophies is definitely going to go to Perfect Knight, and that obviously, Perfect Knight is pretty much everything in the challenge maps and everything included, being the game on hard. So pretty much overall, just doing all that stuff, but it comes down to the challenge maps itself. Skill level, if you struggle with Arkham Knight, this game's basic combat and annoying missing markers above head will definitely make you want to quit. It is 10 times worse than Arkham Knight's base game. Overall, a very, very challenging game. That's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about part 1. This is going to be a 2-part video, so stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This was a really fun one. I really cannot wait to show the second half of this video, which are so many more difficult trophies than this. You'll be surprised at some of the ones you're about to see. Let me know in the comment section below if you played any of the games on today's list. Also, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. Stay awesome, stay positive, most of all, stay safe, and I'll see you again for part 2 tomorrow. Peace out, guys.